The roles I undertook primarily before the shoot involved the casting of both George and Grace, the two main characters. During the shoot, I was mainly invested in cinematography and the camera work and ensuring that the day flowed smoothly. And after the shoot, my main role was editing the footage together after the initial assembly cut had been made, and then going through, fine-tuning it, colour correcting it, and working all of those parts in together. Pre-production, the actual location and all of the casting I think actually went really well. We had a few hiccups, but overall it turned out okay. One rare area I reckon where we could have really improved was with the storyboarding. Particularly there was one class we had which was a few days after our shoot that went over the importance of storyboarding, and I felt we could have really used that well and should have put more time into that. The production went quite well, a lot better than I expected. It was still very hectic, but nowhere near as hectic as I thought. What would have helped is, as I said before, a better storyboard could have made a world of difference, and just having a much better plan in terms of timing, who needed to be where and when, so that way we could get people in and out quicker, not have them waiting around. We had quite a few people just waiting around for their shot to show up in the actual shoot, and I feel that could have been avoided with a bit of better planning. But overall, I'm fairly happy with how the actual shoot went. I also feel that we could have possibly captured a bit more footage, just to have a bit more to work with, since we pretty much stuck exactly to our shot list. I feel that if we had deviated from that a tiny bit just to get some extra footage, it could have helped us out a bit in the post-production workflow. The post-production was a very long process. There's been so many iterations of our music video, and there was initially a point where I thought, this is it, you know, it's done, I'm happy with that. And so much has changed since that cut then. Like, it's unbelievable how much has changed, and it's been great to have all the input from Sue and the class members and family and friends. That's really shown how the project has evolved over time since the shoot, and looks significantly different to how I would have imagined it when we first started the post-production workflow, but I'm really happy with how it's turned out. Teamwork, I feel like there may have been a bit of a miscommunication, but once we actually sort of knuckled down and went, you know, this is serious. We had a meeting once at one point and we sort of just went, you know, this is the real thing, we got it all pitch in. After that done, I feel like mostly all people chipped in, and I'm really happy with how the group has worked together in the post-production thing actually, because it's not just one guy editing everything. We're catching up as groups where we're saying, okay, I've done this, do you guys like it? What can change? What do you guys think? It's not just one man goes away and edits it alone in his basement. It's a group thing, and I feel that every team member has had some sort of contribution toward the final product in terms of post-production. The original idea of our film was to show the main character, George in this case, showing up at an 80s themed party and feeling incredibly out of place and alone. He's stuck with a group of younger people, a different generation of him, who are partying a different way that his generation would have done. They're on their phones, they're drinking, they're a bit out of hand, and he feels very out of place and alone, and only when his partner Grace finally shows up does he actually feel safe and at home. That was our original concept for the film, and I feel that it has gone from concept to execution to final products a lot better than I expected. I expected we would have a lot of trouble initially getting the idea onto screen, but I'm very happy with how it's turned out. And I'm just thrilled to have worked with such a great group of people on this project, because I think we've all learned a lot from it, and we're coming out of it with something that we're absolutely thrilled to share with you all.